that time again. It's Saturday morning, and that means it's time for the Cummins Real Estate Group show with, of course, local rock star realtor Michele Cummins and myself, Curtis Pope. Good morning, Michele.
Good morning, Curtis.
Good to be back in the studio.
Very good.
Yeah, I had to sit out last week because, the COVID finally caught up with me, but I'm here now.
Never again. Never again.
That's the plan.
Yeah, you got through it. Glad you're back.
Of course, the timing was perfect, so I would have to, miss the show, right?
Well, glad that we got to do it this week.
That's right. Happy to be back here and glad that we're back in studio doing our thing. And I know because last week I had to fall ill the week of a stat show, so you must have just been spinning like a Tasmanian devil.
I pretty much was.
Yeah. I have stats.
I'm so excited. And Joel, who's here with us today, he just said he's so excited.
Woohoo! Stats!
I like that enthusiasm.
Isn't that wonderful? So I have to do a shout out to my dad, though. His birthday was on the 5th. And so happy birthday, Dad. He listens to all of us.
Shouldn't you be down in Oregon then?
I'll get there. And on the same day, one of my nephews had his first child. So on my dad's birthday. So same birthday as Grandpa.
Well, at least you won't forget his grandpa's birthday.
We better not. That would be a little strange. So I'm just going to get right into our stats because we've got a lot of cool information to talk about with Joel. So,
absolutely. So we'll get right to the stats, and this is where you just take the ball and run with it, and I can take a nap.
Or book a vacation, you said earlier?
Book a vacation, perhaps, go through my phone, clean out some emails.
No. You can do a lot in 10 minutes.
I can't. You know what? Because you get a lot into this 10 minutes. It's like 20 minutes worth of information combined into 10 minutes. And people talk about how I can talk fast. Well, you can out-talk me.
Well, I can never be an auctioneer, though.
That's a whole other art form.
Whole nother.
I've had to do that. I'm not good at it.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
Part of it's the attention span. I can't remember how much the bids are. So it's 40, 40, now you're 30, wait a minute, you're going backwards. Sorry, okay, and then you were 70, and sometimes I have people bid themselves up, and I need help when I'm doing it.
Note, do not hire you to be an auctioneer.
If I have a lot of spotters, I'm okay. But if I don't have a lot of spotters and I have to do it, things can get sideways in a real hurry.
That would be fun.
Stay in your pro lane.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so the Fraser Valley released the statistics on October 4th. Fraser Valley real estate market continues to stabilize heading into the fall season. That's the headlines. It continued slowing of the sales. That's what happened. And I really thought this September we were going to have a hike in sales when everybody came back from vacationing, but sales actually slowed in September. And it's a slight rise in the inventory. We've had more listings, and that combined together, it brings the greater stability in the Fraser Valley housing market. In September, the sales decreased a total of 11.8% compared to last month, and a total of 51.9% decrease compared to last year. That's large. So Sandra Benz is our president of the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board this year, and she says there's no question that interest rates continues to be a primary factor in the market trends over the past 6 months. The sales slowdown we're seeing reflects a level of caution exercised by buyers who are likely waiting for the market to settle further before jumping in. In the meantime, we anticipate prices may continue to decline across all categories, and the economists are saying it could come down another 20% before it stabilizes at the end of possibly 2023. So across the Fraser Valley in September, the average number of days spent on the market before selling continued to increase to 34 days. The longer it takes to sell shows more of a balanced market. 34 days for single-family detached homes. It's taking 32 days for townhouses to sell and 30 days for apartments. Now, these are only the ones that are selling, and there's not a lot selling. As we know, sales are way down, and they've been declining since mid-February. So it's only the lucky ones that are actually selling that are priced really good and really showcase themselves in the marketplace. So overall benchmark prices for single-family detached homes right now in the whole Fraser Valley is $1,462,000. The benchmark has decreased 4.1% compared to September of last year, and it decreased 3.4% compared to August. And townhouses are at $822,400. That's the benchmark price for them. And that is a decrease of 2.3% compared to August. And it increased, though, 11.6% compared to last year. Apartments are at $530,400, and that is a decrease of 2.1% compared to August and an increase of 14.5% compared to September. So let's first start with our municipality of Abbotsford. Detached benchmark prices are at $1,150,500, and that is a decrease of 3.1% compared to last year and a decrease of 6.3% compared to last month. Townhouses are at $675,500. That's an increase of 13.7% from last year, but a decrease of 4.5% from last month. Apartments are at $446,500. That's an increase of 19.3% since last year, a decrease, though, from last month of 1.2%. Mission detached benchmark prices are at $993,900, and that's a decrease of 0.8% from last year and a decrease of 0.7% from August. Townhouses at $680,000. That's an increase of 11.5% from last year, but a decrease of 3.5% from August. Apartments at $465,300, an increase of 21.5% from last year and a decrease of 2.2% from last month. You can see that the lower price point properties are the ones that have increased from last year, and it's the larger price points that have really been affected the most from the change in market. So White Rock, South Surrey detached benchmark prices at $1,897,500. That's an increase of 9.8% from last year and a decrease of 2.9% from last month. Townhouses at $924,900. That's an increase of 9.5% from last year, but a decrease of 1.5% from last month. And apartments, $583,000, an increase of 10% from last year, a decrease of 4.4% from last month. Hey, have you booked your vacation yet there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm just on Expedia.ca right now.
I'll give you a little more time. Langley, benchmark prices of detached homes are at $1,556,000. That's an increase of 2.2% from last year and a decrease of 4.1% from last month. Townhouses at $871,700. That's an increase of 16.6% from last year, but a decrease of 1.9% from last month. Apartments at $599,800. That's an increase of 16.8% from last year and a decrease of 1.6% from last month. Then Delta. Benchmark prices, detached homes, $1,298,200, a decrease of last year by 0.1% and a decrease from last month of 3.5%. Townhouses at $878,500, and that's an increase of 9.2% from last year, but a decrease of 0.9% from last month. And apartments, $554,500, an increase of 17% from last year, but a decrease of 2.2% from last month. So it really seems that every single municipality has gone down since last month. So the city of Surrey is our last municipality of our 5 in the Fraser Valley, and that detached benchmark price is at $1,611,000, and that's an increase of 7.2% from last year and a decrease of 2.7% from last month. Townhouses are up 9.4% from last year at $834,800, and that's a decrease, though, from last month of 2.1%. And apartments, $522,800. That's an increase from last year of 12.2%, but a decrease of 1.9% from last month. And if you have a look at, well, again, on my website, on the homepage, just scroll down and you will see the full package of every month of the real estate stats. And there is a graph that shows you that we are still in a balanced market, closer to a buyer's market. And the prices overall, I mean, the graph is just crazy. I have since the early 70s, and it's amazing. I'm going to show it on the video that's going to go on YouTube. Plug the YouTube channel. And so that is the stats for the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board.
Very nice indeed. And of course, kind of on that trend that we've been seeing for the last few months.
Yeah, exactly. Since June, July, August was the worst. September, obviously, as far as sales for sellers, for buyers, it's better. But, combined with the increasing interest rates, and they're going to go up, they say, October 26th. So if you're not pre-approved and you are looking to buy in the next few months, make sure you get pre-approved before October 26th. And that is a written pre-approval from your mortgage provider, not just something on, over the phone saying, yes, you're qualified. Two different things. So make sure you get pre-approved. And they're supposed to go up 0.75%, was what they're saying. So
yeah, you want to get on that in a hurry and save some cash.
Yes, exactly. Good idea. And if you're looking to remortgage your current mortgage, then do it sooner than later as well for that. home equity line of credit.
That is some sound advice. Now, obviously, there's a one-stop shop where people can get all kinds of information, like all these stats and all kinds of stuff. Where can they go?
MicheleCummins.ca.
All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll come right back with our special guest. We are back with segment number 2 here at the Cummins Real Estate Group show. And as Michele alluded to earlier, we do have a special guest from Integrity Junk Removal. We have Joel, who was on the air with us a few months back, but you've got something a little different going on right now.
Yes, Curtis. We are here to talk primarily about the Ball to Van Challenge.
The Ball to Van Challenge.
What is that?
That's a great question. And 4 weeks ago, I didn't know myself. But I just had this idea. I played ball hockey for many years. I coached and helped with ball hockey with Coquitlam Young Life. And so a hockey ball means a great deal to me. And I was actually just looking at our minivan, and there's so many things wrong with our minivan that I just decided my wife deserves a better vehicle than this.
I've seen it, so.
And so, just if I can list a couple things. So there's the windshield wipers only turn off when you turn the ignition off. We've got a power window on the driver's side that you have to use a towel and a pair of vice grips to pull back up when it's because the motor's gone on it. We've got multiple vents that don't open in the back. The air conditioning doesn't work. The radio doesn't work. It's got
the radio doesn't work. Now
Yeah,
that's a problem.
No kidding, eh? I mean, 107.1, and it just keeps going right over to, just keeps rolling on the dial. So yeah, so the idea is based on someone named Kyle McDonald that people may know from something called the Red Paperclip Challenge. And so basically about 10 years ago, Kyle McDonald posted a red paperclip on Craigslist. And when he did that, people responded back saying that he would like to trade something for it. And it went all the way to him being given a house from Kipling, Saskatchewan, from the government leaders, or what, I don't know what you call it, town leaders of Kipling. So my goal is to trade this orange hockey ball that you could go and get from Canadian Tire for a 2016 Honda Odyssey or newer. It's approximately $30,000.
That's kind of cool. I mean, and so very Canadian too, that it's like something to do with hockey, like a hockey ball. I love it.
Yeah, that is neat.
Thanks.
So I wanted to have you on the show because I had seen your YouTube video, your first one that you did, and you told me about this. And I'm like, what? How fantastic. But your family, like, explain to us why you decided to do this. Besides needing a new van, like, you're doing it with your family, which is fantastic, and you're teaching them discipline and ways of doing different things.
Yeah, great lead in, Michele. So basically, my daughter, Rainan, she is completely fearless. And so in the last couple of years, she's 10 years old. In the last couple of years, with a parent going with her, she has sold stuff in our neighborhood for the last 2 years. She's made pet rocks. She's done all kinds of different things. She picks flowers, whatever. She just sells stuff all the time. She has no problem walking up to a total stranger.
Little entrepreneur.
Exactly. I, on the other hand, am a little bit... I love meeting people, but I don't like to embarrass myself. And there's another YouTuber that does trading stuff. And of course, I'm not going to remember his name, Brian Trahan. And he says the biggest thing that you need to overcome is your lack of self-dignity. And so I've gone out. We started with this hockey ball. We went to a garage sale. And I don't know how to explain it, but basically... I was looking at a cheap pair of shoes that belonged to some kid that was probably, going to end up at the Goodwill if the people didn't sell them at the garage sale for 50 cents. But the lady went over and she grabbed a $36 brand new in the box rice cooker. And she said, I'll trade you this rice cooker for your hockey ball.
And that's where it started.
And so my daughter... she's like, hey, Dad, there's another garage sale down the way. And off we went. And my son came along because he needed to hold stuff for us. And my daughter, Rainan, she does all of the filming. Yeah, so
That's fantastic.
and she says, yeah. So she says, do you want to go on adventure? And that's what we call it, a van adventure. And so we go out sometimes after our church service on Sunday afternoons and see if we can find people that we can make trades with.
Where are you at right now with your
All right.
trades?
So that's a great question. We have a few different items. One of the items that we have is from a local artist. She sold things in her galleries for over $600. And then we happen to have some window screens. We happen to have a couple, very, very important to mention. Thank you, Michele, for the 2 air conditioners, a portable air conditioner and a window air conditioner. The portable air conditioner is worth approximately $140, and the window air conditioner is worth $70. So that's $210 right there. But we also have a double sink, which is brand new, that was given to us by a renovations company. Thank you, Eric, from Habidex Restorations. And we have a few other items. So we're sitting at approximately, I would say, about $750 to $900. I'd have to do a quick actual calculation of every single item.
So some people give you items, but not really trade, just to help support your cause.
So
right?
that's been really interesting because some people who are listening may not know, but I have a junk removal company. So I get a lot of items, but none of the items from my junk removal are related to this Ball to Van challenge. This is completely separate. But I do have friends and different people who are contacting me. For example, I have a friend and he said, hey, I've got some window screens. They're brand new. I brought them from Canadian Tire. I'm not using them. I'd like to give them to you. I'd like to donate them to you. So we're having some people donate, but primarily we're wanting to do trades with people, even if it's a very small thing that I give the person, as long as there's still something that's trading. So a couple times, if you watch our videos, which we have videos posted on YouTube, just look up pound Ball to Van Challenge. 2 is a number, so Ball 2 Van Challenge. On YouTube, you can watch our journey. So it's a good start. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's cool because I remember when that one red paperclip thing was going, and I remember being, really excited and kind of following along. And then I remember that, Corbin Burnson, the actor, of course, from L.A. Law and the Major League movies, he traded, I guess it was a snow globe for a role in one of his upcoming movies or whatever, and then things just kind of blew up from there.
Yeah, so Kyle McDonald, it's interesting that you would mention him. I was out with some friends just before I started this challenge, and they said, did you ever hear about the red paperclip guy? Now, I had already been fueled by this Ryan Trahan who took a penny, and he took that penny, and he was able to hustle money from that penny to travel across the United States. I'm talking lodging, I'm talking food, I'm talking everything that he needed to go from one side of the U.S. to the other side. And I was absolutely blown away. So regarding Kyle McDonald, when I found out about him, I watched him on YouTube on a TEDx, and he was just from Belcarra, which is just past Port Coquitlam. And so the interesting thing that I'm going to tell you about right now, Michele and Curtis, is that I actually met Kyle McDonald's teacher. His teacher's name was Grayson Beutler, and I actually have a leather weight belt here.
Oh, wow.
That was given to me by Grayson Beutler. This was actually his
by
son's.
him?
It says Ted Beutler on it, which is his son. So if you're a person who's I don't know what to say, just fascinated or curious about collecting something that is very, very unique, this would be a very unique trade because with it being from the son of the teacher of Kyle McDonald, who's the guy who started the Red Paperclip Challenge. So anyway, so the thing about it is, I mentioned ball hockey and Young Life. Grayson Beutler was the guy who got me connected with Young Life and started playing ball hockey. I hadn't talked to him for 10 years, but in one of our trades, we got a motorcycle helmet. And I thought in the back of my mind, who do I know personally that rides a motorcycle? My friend Grayson. So then I reached out to him and I said, Grayson, I have this motorcycle helmet. I want to see if there's any way we could trade with you. And Then he mentioned to me about his daughter who happens to be in an association, and she leads this association and has 300 motorcyclists in it. So I don't know, maybe something will happen from that. But then I had no idea he taught Kyle McDonald.
Amazing.
So it's where this thing is going to go, I have no idea. But one phrase that just keeps coming over and over and over to me is that this is a journey into the kindness of the hearts of people.
And Curtis and I actually want to give a trade for you, for somebody to trade to be on our radio show, to promote either their business or their charity or an event or what have you.
Okay.
Maybe they could read the stats.
Yeah, maybe they could read the stats.
Curtis, you're full of great ideas.
Full of something.
Oh, wow. That would be incredible. In the event that we can find someone that is an entrepreneur or someone that has a charity or nonprofit or something like that, that we can do. What would you say the value would be of being on the radio for an interview with you for a half an hour? I've heard some numbers as high as $600 or $650 for radio time. I have no idea.
Well, to be on with Michele, it's really priceless. But then I kind of bring the value down a little bit.
Balances it out.
Yeah, so it kind of balances it out.
Like the real estate market.
It's a balanced market. It's actually kind of tough to put a number on it, to be quite honest, depending on how long people are on the air and things like that. But I'd have to sit and take my shoes off to count it and figure it out precisely the dollar figure on that.
Well, I am really excited. This is a very overwhelming and generous act on behalf of both of you. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. It's so exciting, and it's neat for us to be a part of it.
Exactly. One day when they can look at your ball to van challenge, much like people go back and look at the red paperclip challenge. It's even like on Wikipedia and stuff, right? With the order of things that were traded. So.
And now we're part of it, and somebody else can be too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm excited about. Like, what if one day Abbotsford and the ball to van guy are interchangeable words? Like literally, oh, you're from Abbotsford? Oh, you hear about that ball to van guy? Like, I really want that to be the thing. And it's only going to happen by, people like Michele and like yourself, Curtis, people that that just want to be kinder than is necessary. That's really what it is. But I'm going to go back to the very first trade that we made, if it's okay. Is that okay to mention that?
Go right ahead.
Yeah. So this lady, her name was Kim, and her partner's name was Trent, and they were renting part of a duplex facing Old Clayburn. And we went back to this person. We did a second trade with them because we traded the rice cooker for a television, and then we took the remote from the TV and we traded it to someone for some tire chains, winter tire chains. And then they gave us the helmet, which made the connection with Grayson, which brought up the Kyle McDonald, teaching him and so on, or teaching Kyle McDonald. But the thing about it was, and I pondered this, I sat at home in the house that I own, and I thought about, what did I just experience? Here's someone that's renting that went out of their way to give me something 10 or 15 times the value of what I had brought to them. And then when we came back with the tire chains, they did it again to the motorcycle helmet, which still has a price tag on it. $109.
Huh.
And I started to think about that. I started to think about this what I'm doing here, and how they understood. Like, somehow this person understood right off the hop. It's kind of like the foundation was laid of sacrificial kindness, but with no real benefit coming back to them whatsoever. But her saying to her husband, no, I think this is really important. I think this is really a good thing, a good cause to be giving to. And I was blown away.
Thank you for sharing that story. That's
Yeah.
beautiful human kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people are good. You know what? And if they can help out, they will. And I think that's the important thing. With something like this is you get to see the good side of the world because we see so much of the bad.
Yeah. So in regards to your guys' offer of this trade, you know some of the items that I have. Do you have anything in mind particularly that you'd like to trade for?
Oh, I don't know if we want anything to trade for. You keep what you have.
Motorcycle helmet, Michele?
Yeah. I got one of those, but thanks. Hopefully, somebody in need for that helmet and the other items you have will want to come forward with something for you. So this is our gift to you. This is our.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all I can do is accept it. I'm getting a lot of kindness coming my way. I'll share something. Going back to my company being called Integrity Junk Removal, we do a job for free once a month. I had a call last night for the job that we're going to be doing for free this month. Someone who lost a relative, and they need to get a storage locker cleared out. And I could hear, talking to the person on the phone, how their voice was trembling and the emotions connected to that. And I said, did something happen recently? She said, yes, I lost so-and-so. And I said, this is a new month. And I said, you may not know this about my company, but we give away a job for free once a month. And I'd like to do that for you and your family. And so we're going to do that this week. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's so kind. Thank you for sharing that.
You bet.
Very nice. Very cool.
So I guess we'll, have to end the show. And thank you, Joel, for coming on. And I'm so excited to follow it and see what happens here.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited that I got to be here for Stats Week. Stats
Keep
Month.
that energy for next month, too.
Oh, stats!
I'm here for every stats show, let me tell you.
So you can always go on my Facebook business page to find our open houses this coming weekend. This is Thanksgiving weekend this weekend, so we don't have any of those. But
And
it's
I
the
know you
following
love
weekend.
your 2 Thanksgivings.
I love my turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes and Armenian rice. Don't forget that. Yes. And so thank you for joining us. And we're going to leave you all with a quote. I have exposed myself to art so that my work has something beyond just the usual potter.
Wow.
That's unknown.
It's unknown. Wow, I like that. All right, well, people want to see what listings you have and see the stats. We keep talking about the stats. There's a one-stop shop they can go to. What is it?
MicheleCummins.ca.
And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.